Hi everybody, welcome to today's presentation. My name is Cal Mitchell. My student ID is 1806399, and today I'm going to discuss about what makes a great leader. Okay, so basically there's 7 leadership qualities that have been identified over time that are important to great leaders. Andrew and Tracy explain that there are 7 qualities that specifically stand out as more important than others, which are: vision, where great leaders can see the future with a clear idea of where they are going. Courage, willing to take risks in achieving goals without guaranteed success. Integrity, complete honesty is important in everything a leader does, internally and externally. Humility, having the self-confidence and awareness to recognize others and their value without feeling threatened, also the need to contain one's ego. Strategic planning, an ability to look ahead with anticipation of a certain accuracy where trends, industries and markets are going before competitors are aware. This is achieved through planning and thinking things through strategically. Focus, a leader's focus on the company's needs and all situations. Strengthening themselves and others are focused on to ensure the best in satisfying customers. Cooperation, getting everybody to work and pull together because they want to, can be essential to success as a leader. Today I'm going to talk about Tim Cook as my leader. He's the CEO of Apple. The editors at the biography website introduced Tim Cook as an American business engineer and executive who has served as Apple CEO since 2011. Tim has a bachelor's degree in industrial engineering and an MBA in business. After 12 years in IBM, Tim went on to work as an executive at Intelligent Electronics and Compaq. In 1998, he joined Apple. Following the death of his predecessor, Steve Jobs, Tim was named CEO in 2011. Achievements and honors, according to Snowffer, have been named one of Forbes magazine's world's most powerful people in 2011. Inducted into the Alabama Academy of Honor in 2014. Receiving an honorary doctorate from George Washington University in 2015. He donated $50 million to Stanford hospitals and $50 million to Project Red charity. I have chosen Tim Cook because of the above achievements, as well as the information from Apple Insider, for being more outspoken and engaged than former CEOs of Apple. Reported as not a product person when compared to Steve Jobs, Tim has run Apple's retail operation. Tim's reason for joining Apple was to find his own purpose, working in a place with a clear purpose of its own, even after trying meditation, religion and guidance. People with impact have a few stories about Tim Cook which show people how a leader's personal life can influence others. Tim takes care of his health with a firm gym routine, hiking and cycling, making sure to take time out for himself. He is usually first at work and sends emails as early as 4:30 in the morning, including telephone calls on Sunday to discuss next week's plans. He was against Apple's decision to sue Samsung, as Apple had bought many parts from them and were important in the role of supplying parts to the iPhone and iPad. He expected people to compare him with Steve Jobs, but stated that his intentions was not to fill his shoes, rather to excel in what he does best in his own way. Tim has made mistakes. Apple Maps was a recent failure, where putting trust in an executive and lacking involvement in dealing with developer problems. In 2012, stock began to fall, and Apple's Maps failure was blamed as well as the executive. Tim was criticised about his decision-making capabilities after hiring John Browett and firing him in a short space of time. Tim will speak highly of other companies that are successful, appreciating the work of highly popular social networks. Tim does not feel superior to his employees and shows this by having lunch with them, which makes them feel valued. Tim lives in an average condo to remind him of where he came from and doesn't think of himself as someone superior, and success with money does not motivate him. Okay, Tim Cook has been referred to as a transformational leader, where this leadership style was introduced by James McGregor Burns, where David Burkus explains 2 styles described by Burns as transactional, where leaders focus gaining compliance by withholding and giving rewards and benefits. Transformational, which focuses on the leader transforming others and supporting the organization. This can influence people to trust, admire, respect the leader, and be more willing to go with expectations. Mind tools also refer to Burns and Bass, who further develop the transformational leadership further, where he claims a transformational leader has these traits of integrity, clear goal setting, high expectations, encourages others, supports and recognizes, stirs people's emotions, encourages looking beyond self-interest, and aspires to reach for the improbable. A case study on Tim Cook by Perry in 2016, where his transformational leadership influenced and affected Apple's privacy and IT security. Because of a tragic event in December of 2015, where two attackers killed 14 people in California, Apple were requested by the FBI to assist him in blocking one of the attackers' iPhones. After 43 days of debates between Apple and the government, Tim Cook's demonstration of transformational leadership influenced the idea that governments cannot force a company to compromise product security or invade customer privacy. Tim's willingness to fight tough battles has inspired his employees and made him a role model. Leadership styles. There are 3 leadership styles discussed by Sardi based on Lewin, Tippett and White, who defined the 3 which help evaluate power and influence of others. These are autocratic, where the leader has sole power and does not involve others in decision making; democratic, involving greater participation of others; laissez-faire, the leader leaves the work to others and does not participate in decision making, organising and planning. Rabi, Khalid and Khan in 2017 detail these styles further. Democratic, a major function is the empowerment of subordinates, where the followers are held accountable for actions and decisions, also maintaining the team's freedoms. Some disadvantages could be where roles are not clear, with limited time could lead to failed tasks. Decision making can take up a lot of time. Tim has shown this by leading by example, spending time with his employees and changing the culture to enhance work performance has resulted in his followers feeling more valued and driven to exceed expectations. Authoritarian leaders are distant from employees, gained through punishment, rules and regulations forced on the team without comment or questioning. This affects creativity and individuality. Advantages are discipline, when time is crucial and the structure in place can be effective. Tim has stated that he expected the staff to see him as the same leader as the last CEO, Steve Jobs, who was known for his style but has proven that he is his own person with his own vision of how well he can do the job, which has turned his followers' views towards him for the better. Laissez-faire. Followers have responsibility for making decisions and solutions. Most leaders of this style have little authority within the business, where relying on the trust of followers to make the right choices and hiring and training for correct staff. The advantages can be high success in the followers if the followers are self-motivated and not criticised every step by the leader. This is more suited to long-term staff. Disadvantages can be lack of awareness with poor work roles, minimum guidance by the leader of staff responsibilities and job roles. Even though Tim in this organisation does have authority, he has made mistakes when experimenting with his style to a certain degree. This included giving sole responsibility to a certain executive, which resulted in the failure of Apple Maps. Even giving some presence, direction or assistance could have made a difference in the project. Okay. Leadership strategies used by Tim Cook. Tim Cook has a visible change to Apple by means of his management style by acting like a coach. Paley explains that he recognised that his previous experience in operations was lacking, so allowed others in the critical areas of design, development and marketing. His opposite management style of Jobs, who micromanaged at every point, has resulted in management stability in the senior ranks not greater than previously existed. Tim also adapted a cultural fit into the staff he hires, which is of critical importance even to remodel Apple University to ensure employees were open to new ideas and critical thinking. For culture management extended with use of technology to communicate directly with customers. During an interview by Selleck in 2017, Tim Cook believes that Apple has done good for the planet and the people by means of Apple products. Tim talks about the products used as tools which can do things that people otherwise couldn't do by creating, teaching and learning. Again, expanding on healthcare with Product Red, Tim also has a vision to help people learn coding from as early as kindergarten, including the environment with renewable energy. More recently, Tim has talked about addressing racism, equality and justice. Takahashi in 2020 writes that Tim has pledged to be a force of change in the wake of Black Lives Matter protests, joining several tech companies to commit to making changes to racial equality. Apple will commit £100 million to an initiative of racial equality and justice, which will challenge barriers in the system that limit opportunities for communities of race and colour in critical areas of criminal justice, education and economic equality. This has already changed lives and will continue. Tim, as a leader, has the influence on not just people in his organisation, but other leaders in other organisations where a common goal and vision can be achieved. Okay, I hope you enjoyed my presentation today. This is a slide with the references. Hope to do one for you again. Thank you. Bye.